I cook 2 to 3 times a day, which is 90% of the meals that we eat, while spending less than $500 a month on groceries. And meal planning is how I'm able to do that. This video is going to help you meal plan for the week so that you can save money while also having delicious meals. The first thing I would suggest is having a list of different recipes and meals that you and your household like to eat, along with having a place that you can look for inspiration. So we love like spaghetti and chili and things like that. So I have that list. I don't cook it often, but if I need help figuring out what to cook that week, I can refer to that meal. And then for inspiration, I have TikTok. I have different YouTube channels I follow. Even Pinterest is an inspiration. You could type in Pinterest like chicken and rice and black beans meal. You can find different inspirations to add to your meal plan for the week, but have a list for inspiration and have a list of things that you already have cooked that you and your family enjoy. The next thing I would suggest is decide how many times you want to cook and eat for that week. So I eat at least 3 meals a day, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then I have small snacks in between. But some people only eat breakfast and dinner, or they may only eat a really big lunch. So decide what you and your family eat, and then how many times you want to cook those meals. Most of the time I cook dinner, and we'll have that dinner for lunch leftovers, except for like on the weekends, and I cook breakfast. That's most of the time. But what works for you may not work for me, and vice versa. So figure out how many times a week you want to cook. Your goal may not be to cook every day. My goal, I don't cook every day, but I cook 90% of the time. So figure out how many times you want to eat per day and how many times per week you want to cook. The next thing is have an inventory list of things that you already have in your stockpile. So for me, my deep freezers are full for the year with meat. I buy meat once a year and my deep freezers are full. So I have a list of all of the different meat I have in my deep freezers. I also know that I keep rice, flour, and sugars in bulk 5-gallon containers. So you may also keep different things in stock. Like I know that I have different beans and vegetables in my pantry. You need a list of items that you have in your stockpile so that when you're planning your meals, you know what items you already have so you don't have to buy them. Right before you meal plan for the week, check for items you already have that may have came from last week. I'm not talking about your stockpile. I'm not talking about your rice and things like that. I'm talking about maybe cottage cheese, maybe cream cheese, maybe some shredded cheese you have, maybe eggs, maybe milk, maybe ricotta that you got to use, maybe some yogurt, different items that you still have in your refrigerator that may be going bad soon, or maybe not, that you just have left over that still need to be used. You want to take note of that because you want to include those items in meals and create meals with those items so those items don't go to waste and you can lower your grocery costs for that week. Also, make sure you have some sort of spreadsheet or planner or somewhere to write everything down that you plan. I use a little Remarkable tablet. It's like a paperweight tablet, and that's where I plan my meals. I used to use pen and paper, whatever works for you, but have somewhere that you can write it down. That way you can see it, and that way you can refer to it when you're like, hey, what am I eating on Thursday? You will have that already there. Make sure when you're meal planning to take an account of busy days, days you may not feel like cooking, long work days, because you want to cook easier meals on those days, or you want to make them a free choice day. So I have free choice day, which means like it's a free for all. Eat what you can see, eat what you can cook for yourself, but I'm not cooking. Also, you can make those takeout days. So maybe Mondays is very stressful for you. So coming home to cook a whole meal may not be that day. So you may want to use takeout on Monday and Fridays you cook or whatever, but incorporate takeout, free choice, leftovers, because you may cook a big meal on Sunday that you can roll over to Monday, but take into account those days because you don't want to set up an unrealistic expectation of you cooking every day and then knowing those certain days that you're tired or just may not feel like cooking. You can implement the other days. Make sure you set realistic expectations so you're not planning to cook on days that you may be tired or just not feel like cooking. So make sure you use those free choice days, takeout days, leftover days when you're planning your meal. Kind of put them in before you already do your meals for the week. The next thing you want to do is check your weekly sales paper because those are items that you can incorporate in meals, or if not, make meals out of them. They may have like some steak on, $4.99 a pound, which may work better for your budget than buying meat in a bulk for the year like me. but they may have pork tenderloin for 39 cents a pound. And if they do, you can make that as a meal so that you can save on your budget. You want to check the sales paper before planning your meal so that you know what items you're going to get from the grocery store to create meals around. Now the fun part, write out the meals you desire to cook for the week and create a grocery list while doing so. So, say spaghetti on Monday, tacos on Tuesday, you know that you have the meat, but you may not have lettuce for your tacos. So your grocery list is right on the side, put lettuce. And you're putting things on a grocery list that is for those meals. And when you're done meal planning, you can add the snacks and other in-between items that you may need for that upcoming week. Once you're done planning your meals, you want to double check your plans, the list, and the days to make sure it flows, make sure it's within your budget, and make sure it feels good. Because if you're cooking every day and you like, I only cook 2 times or 3 times a week, so cooking 7 times is a big jump. You might want to rearrange some things. You might remember, you have a meeting on Wednesday, so you need to remove cooking dinner, and we're gonna get takeout on Wednesday. You may realize that you're traveling that weekend, so you might not need as many meals for that. You may realize that, hey, we eating steak a couple times and that's above our budget, so I need to go back and check. So you need to just double check to make sure it's aligned with what you're trying to do and what you're trying to eat for that upcoming week. I meal plan every week. This is how I save money, stay within my grocery budget, and make sure me and my family are eating good, tasty, nourishing meals. Hopefully this meal planning video has helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them below and I'll be sure to help you out.